Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Raul Powell here saying we're close, very, very close. Global M2 versus money. So guys, this is the money supply M2, and we've also got Bitcoin here on the chart. The red represents Bitcoin, and you guys can see how that correlates. As the money supply does expand, the theory goes as such, Bitcoin will also move alongside that. And Raul Powell also posting this secondary chart, GMI, total global liquidity versus Bitcoin. And you guys can see the GMI total liquidity index also is falling in line with Bitcoin RHS. So, it's pretty much only a matter of time before Bitcoin really does take off. We've already actually seen this. So Raul Powell did post this yesterday afternoon. And guys, look at what we're seeing today. This is Bitcoin on the hourly. You guys can see Bitcoin already starting an ascent from yesterday. It's already up almost 3%. So we're going to keep an eye on this to see what happens next. Right now, Bitcoin is trading in and around $59,200 per coin. If I throw this chart on the daily, we can see 65,000 is still that target for Bitcoin. I mean, that could happen in a day. That could happen in a week. It could happen in a month. We don't really know at this point. The market is still very unpredictable, just based on what we've seen so far and, market predictions over the last several months. But we're bound to move at some point, guys. This is only a matter of time before Bitcoin does break out. So Raul Powell also noticing these macro market indicators, which I also think are very important to be paying attention to. So wanted to thank him for pointing that out. Guys, we've got markets still in fear. It's still at 34. So, even though we're seeing Bitcoin price move on the day, that hasn't really gotten the crypto market too excited, at least not yet. Bitcoin is up by 0.88% in the last 24 hours. We've got Ethereum in the green as well, 0.61. Solana's up 0.62. XRP, though, guys, up 2.76% in the last 24 hours. And even in the last 7 days, guys, XRP is up 8.88%. For all you Chinese people out there, that has got to be lucky. So XRP, guys, doing all right compared to the rest of the crypto market. Even BB Terminal here mentioning this since the beginning of quarter three, okay? So if we just look at quarter three of 2024, XRP has been leading all the crypto majors. So, I mean, we look at this chart here, you guys can see this is the spaghetti chart, and all these different cryptocurrencies are labeled with a different color. We've got Ethereum in the bottom here in blue. That is actually down 33.3% in quarter three. And by the way, guys, we've only got 2 more weeks left of quarter three. ADA is down as well, 14.81. Solana's actually down to 9.72%. BNB down 8.04. Bitcoin down 6.79%. But XRP, guys, that is actually up 22.32% during quarter three of this year. So an interesting metric there. I know it hasn't really felt like it. XRP moving today as well. If I throw that on the hourly, you guys can see that. Yesterday was trading in and around 57.1. And today we're trading in and around 58.6, give or take. So a bit of an ascent from yesterday, obviously taking some cues from Bitcoin. And so once there is finally liftoff, guys, this is going to be incredible. This near 7-year compression will be coming to an end soon. This coming from Moon Lambo here. The mother of all bull flags. This is a quote actually from Credible Crypto, who did post this about 3 hours ago. As I've said many times, XRP cannot and will not stay in this range against the dollar forever. I firmly believe XRP will ultimately hit a new all-time high. And for those of you guys following me over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, we're going to be talking even more about this as the market does start rocking and rolling. And guys, I am feeling like it is getting very, very close. Spoiler alert, I also do think XRP is going to surpass all-time high this time around. So if you guys are interested in following my crypto trading journey, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. But yeah, I mean, take a look at this. Higher time frames. I mean, this is a 7-year compression, the largest bull candle that we've seen. But Credible Crypto does bring up a good point. He says the mother of all bull candles. Literally nothing else is like this in the space. Partially because most of the coins haven't even existed for 7 years. So we have that on our side. And we are just kind of waiting for that next blow off top, move to the upside. XRP trading in a nice little zone here, 58.5. But, there are different factors involved that we still need to see before this price really does take off. But we have seen a good third quarter, I got to say. Even Jay Claver is saying it, guys. This one courtesy of Michael Branch here. The "if you can't beat 'em, join 'em" moment is coming for XRP. Now, Jay Claver is a business leader and financial strategist. He recently made a bold prediction about the future of XRP and the broader crypto market. He asserted that the moment for embracing the prevailing trends in cryptocurrency, especially with XRP, is approaching rapidly. According to Claver, a significant turning point where the phrase "if you can't beat 'em, join 'em" becomes a reality is imminent in the crypto space. He says, especially for XRP, and he did post that on the X platform. So guys, it's feeling like the entire XRP community is kind of in the same boat. We're getting very close. While Claver did not provide specific details, his statement suggests a major shift in how traditional financial institutions adopt cryptocurrencies. So it's going to be less of a competition and more of a collaboration. He is stating here, notably, a report by Ripple revealed that a staggering 97% of payment leaders believe that blockchain and crypto assets will be crucial in facilitating faster payments within the next 3 years. The traditional financial sector is already increasingly embracing cryptocurrency. This is evident in a recent trend of investment products launching around cryptos like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which has helped Wall Street gain exposure in crypto. So he's looking at 3 years out, guys, the end of 2024 into 25, 26, and then I guess throughout 2027, that is going to be the peak. I mean, if we do see crypto adoption occur during the latter half of this bull cycle, let's just bring up Bitcoin again. And if we are to assume that, this is the first leg of the bull cycle, we have been retracing for an exceptionally long time at this point. But, 2024, quarter four 2024, that is supposed to be the liftoff point. And then pretty much the first 3 quarters of 2025, this is where we are to expect the majority of these gains. Pinpointing the top is the biggest challenge here. But, this could look different in some ways, because if we do have that regulatory clarity come into play, as as I've been saying for months now, and now even as guys like Jake Claver are saying, this institutional adoption of cryptocurrency, that is signaling a big shift. So he's predicting that cryptocurrencies like XRP, for example, are going to do very, very well. So he talks about the traditional use cases like Bitcoin, spot ETFs, for example. But guys, then there's big companies using cryptocurrency and integrating with blockchain companies like Ripple. MasterCard is one of them. And then we have organizations like the Red Cross now accepting crypto assets such as Bitcoin and XRP. So this is just, the beginning of a trend, guys. I think the beginning of a trend into real-world crypto adoption. Wanted to thank Michael Branch and Jake Claver just for posting that. Now, this on top of it all, 11 banks, of which at least 6 are current or former Ripple partners, have successfully explored the potential of tokenized deposits and programmability. This one courtesy of XRP Drops here on Twitter. So guys, here it is. UK Finance released the results of the experimentation phase of the Regulated Liability Network, which explores the potential for tokenized deposits and programmability. The banks included were Barclays, Citi UK, HSBC UK, Lloyds Banking Group, MasterCard, NatWest, Nationwide, Santander UK, Standard Chartered, Virgin Money, and Visa. So out of those companies, many of those guys are Ripple partners: HSBC, Santander, Standard Chartered, MasterCard, Visa, and Barclays, as XRP Drops does point out here. And this is just in the UK. Numerous projects around the world are exploring tokenized deposits to support settlement for other tokenization solutions and to enable programmable payments, including conditional payments. So the RLN business benefits 5 use cases were trialed, ranging from buying a home to the settlement of a tokenized bond. As tokenization use cases become more advanced, a key issue is their commercial viability. What are the benefits that they deliver? How much will it cost? And what are the potential revenue opportunities? The project found significant benefits and explored various revenue models. However, in order to become commercially viable, more use cases than those trialed would expand the range of transaction types. That would allow an earlier payback period. So that is, just just the beginning of what we're seeing now. And, just taking a look at some of those Ripple partnerships, major companies, guys, Visa, MasterCard. You got to remember, Visa and MasterCard are both partnered with Ripple. And then on top of that, some major banks in the UK specifically looking at tokenizing payments. Not only that, guys, another one courtesy of Michael Branch here, more than 40 financial firms will join the Bank for International Settlements to explore how tokenization can enhance wholesale cross-border payments for Project Agora. And the monetary authorities involved are from the UK, Japan, South Korea, Mexico, Switzerland, New York, and Europe. So more than 40 financial firms, guys, will join the Bank for International Settlements, often referred to as the Bank for Central Banks. And we know that Ripple is in tight with them. The financial firms were selected by the BIS following a public call for participation back in May. Project Agora will now begin the design phase of the project, and they are focusing on tokenization, guys. The BIS launched Project Agora in April, bringing together 7 monetary authorities from those countries that I just named. It builds on the BIS's unified ledger concept and will investigate how tokenized commercial bank deposits can be seamlessly integrated with tokenized wholesale central bank money in a public-private programmable core financial platform. So we've already talked about the connections, the potential connections to Ripple there. Chad Steingraber just kind of expanding on this. Today, the BIS announced 41 firms selected to participate in the public-private tests of Project Agora. So loaded with Ripple partners here. You guys can see Banco Santander, and I'm just naming off the top of my head, BBVA, BNP Paribas, BNY. I think CaixaBank is one too. Citi, Crédit Agricole, Deutsche Bank definitely one. I believe Euroclear is one. HSBC definitely one. JP Morgan Chase, we know there is a connection there. We talked about one other one, Lloyd's Banking Group, MasterCard, of course, then all the Japanese banks, Mitsuho, MUFG. We've got SBI here, Shinhan Bank, Six Digital Exchange was one of the first to offer an XRP traded product in Switzerland. Standard Charter, one of the big ones. Sumitomo, Mitsui Bank, another one of those Japanese banks. Sygnum Bank does have a connection to Ripple as well as UBS and Visa. So those are just the ones off the top of my head that I can remember, but maybe some of those other ones are Ripple partners too. Chad was reiterating his point that he made back on May the 6th about this. Okay, the unified ledger, guys, programmability, smart contracts, tokens, accounts, the immutable ledger, and how this is going to transfer value through this unified protocol. At its core, users leverage this system to perform a spectrum of financial activities from transactions to asset management, facilitated by an array of user-friendly interfaces and applications. This system's hallmark, programmability, enables the customization and automation of financial operations, allowing for the creation of bespoke financial products and services that cater to distinct users' needs. So a very interesting update as we move forward, guys. Wanted to thank Chad. Of course, Michael Branch as well. Did you see this? Another great one here from Michael. Pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton has signals a continuing fight with the SEC. John Deaton did put out a statement over there on the X platform. The SEC's misconduct and gross overreach has caused small investors over $15 billion. On behalf of those 75,000 small investors I represent, we do not accept the SEC's apology, because they came out and apologized, as I did report on in videos over the last week. He explained the consequences of the SEC's actions, stating that the lawsuit immediately wiped out $15 billion from the XRP, from XRP's market value, leading to many investors being liquidated. And so in an interview with Good Morning Crypto, Deaton further elaborated on Ripple's defense costs, noting that the company had to spend over $100 million in legal fees. He also potentially dedicated extensive time and effort challenging the SEC's unprecedented claim that XRP itself was a security. Now John Deaton is saying no, and so we do not accept your apology. Too little, too late. This is also something that's been making the news. All 5 commissioners are set to testify in front of Congress. Originally, Eleanor Turret reported on this. CoinSpeaker did pick up the article from Eleanor Turret. And some of those key notes, guys, in an unusual twist, 5 commissioners will now testify before a congressional committee. Conversation about Ethereum's security status might come up. The future of the SEC's leadership, though, currently hangs in the balance. And I think this is what everybody is kind of eyeing at this moment in time. In the last 5 years, this is the first time that all 5 of the SEC's commissioners will go before the House of Financial Services Committee at once. It coincides with when Gary Gensler faced an intense probe for hiring some people illegally. He is being accused of violating federal law by tampering with the hiring exercise. The SEC chair allegedly prioritized political affiliations in recruitment, favoring applicants from a particular faction. This illegal act is against the Civil Service Reform Act of 1978. Lawmakers are keen on resolving this case, and there are already reports that Gensler may lose his job as the investigation progresses. So all 5 commissioners are now having to come in first time in the last 5 years. So that is a big deal. I mean, they have really messed it up when it comes to cryptocurrency. There are a lot of people that are very upset at them. Republicans and Democrats alike. So, I mean, I think, it's coming to light now that it was a plan from the beginning, try to corral cryptocurrency, make sure that banks maintain control. But now I think at this point it should be dubbed Project F Up. They messed it up big time. And I guess we'll have to see what happens next Tuesday. So wanted to thank Eleanor Turd and Metalama in there just for posting that. Guys, back to cryptocurrency and the real world use cases. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Wrath of Kahneman noticed something interesting here, taking a temperature check on the industry. We know when BlackRock does something, it usually has broader implications because they are generally the trendsetters of the market. They are the largest firm in the world, one of the largest, them and Vanguard, with assets under management. And so they hold a lot of wealth. That means they hold a lot of influence. And Wrath of Kahneman noticed this, okay? In an interview thread with Robert Mitchnick, head of BlackRock Digital Assets, guys, he was formerly of Ripple. You may remember him from the Fundamental Valuation Framework for Crypto Assets paper with Susan Athey. I don't know if you guys remember the XRP Value Calculator. Well, yeah, him and Susan Athey came up with this. And then programmers took that model and ran with it. So this particular calculator is based on that valuation model by Susan Athey and Robert Mitchnick. And as you guys can see here, there are just some pre-programmed numbers in here. Total estimate, daily transaction volume, and you can play around with this. I will link this in the description of the video for you guys. Even with these default numbers in here, the value of an XRP, $1,632.35. Well, Robert Mitchnick, guys, he was one of two people to help develop this calculator, and he just did an interview, okay, discussing tokenization and the integration of cryptocurrencies in a real-world setting. So he did this bankless interview, so this was courtesy of GIF here. In the conversation, Robbie offers a masterclass on how to strategically approach the potential opportunity for cryptocurrency over the coming years, and think long-term about the new technological paradigm that blockchain represents. So here are the key interview takeaways. Crypto has begun to seriously institutionalize. Regulation has accepted digital assets here, that they are here to stay now, and they're figuring out how to regulate it. And the durable trend of large investors and companies is becoming increasingly interested in the space. So all very positive when it comes to more crypto adoption. Are Larry Fink and BlackRock moving beyond the ETFs already? So this is big because ETFs were the first kind of step for people to invest in cryptocurrencies. But we really want to see real world utility. That's where we're going to see the true value come to fruition. The aspirations of BlackRock and Larry Fink go well beyond just Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Here are Robbie's own words. So he said, and I quote, GIF or GIF quotes here, blockchain has the potential to be massively transformative for financial infrastructure, particularly when paired with some of the DeFi applications you can build around tokenized assets. We have to remember, we are super early on in this journey towards tokenization. There's three big things that need to happen to have the inflection moment towards accelerated adoption. So he's already saying, guys, we are going to see accelerated adoption, but we do need a few things to occur before that. Remember, this is the guy, one of the two, who created the XRP Value Calculator. Okay, he says, a breadth of institutional grade custodians who can support both crypto and tokenized assets. So we need that base. Number two, big credible trading marketplaces for tokenized assets, such as liquidity value proposition. Today is mostly theoretical around what tokenization can manifest. Guys, again, I got to stop there and say this is why Ripple is working tirelessly to make XRP as liquid as possible. And then there's three, regulatory clarity. And a big part of that is simply the recognition that if I tokenize a BIN, that's a bond. If I tokenize a stock, that's an ETF, then that's a stock or an ETF, etc. He goes on to say, so we're building and it's still super early, but if that happens and that vision is realized, we would have a vastly more efficient, accessible, low-cost, flexible financial system potentially than what exists with traditional rails. That is what gets everybody excited. A lot of the focus today after tokenizing cash, stablecoins, has been tokenizing stable value yield instruments of various forms. There's been coalescence around the use case, and there's a lot of reason for that. He goes on to say, once you get beyond that into what comes next, there's not nearly as much of consensus today around second, third, fourth, fifth most addressable, biggest value asset classes. But certainly when we think about tokenization and what it could mean for our clients, the two headlines we're focused on are access and cost. So access and cost, this is what BlackRock is looking at. And if, a blockchain technology platform like the XRP Ledger is cost effective and accessible, two things that Ripple has been working tirelessly for the better part of a decade to create, Guys, this means they could be one of the leaders in this space once we do have all those other factors fall into place. So what are some of the asset classes that are hard to access today for a lot of investors? And what are some of the asset classes today that are really inefficient and costly to operate that tokenization can make more efficient? So he was then asked, what's the elevator pitch for the benefit of tokenization to non-believers? And here's what Robbie's thoughts are on why a critical unlock to tokenization is likely going to be the adoption of crypto. So he's saying, what's riskier for a large TradeFi institution or TradFi institution, having allocation of 1, 2, or 3% of new asset classes, supposedly risky and somewhat unproven? Or is it riskier to mitigate potentially tens of trillions of existing financial assets onto a new technology paradigm? When you think of it, it is obviously the latter. So as an industry, one of the ways we're going to de-risk that is to build solutions and comfort and adoption around crypto that gets firms used to using blockchain rails. Ultimately, that's going to support the adoption of tokenization. Now, why do we think tokenization is valuable? Well, the properties that you can build into a system that is tokenized versus our legacy systems are immense. When you think about liquidity, real-time, instantaneous, riskless settlements, 24/7 trading, and the fact that these assets become digitally native, transparent, interoperable, that we can remove a lot of these layers of intermediaries and that have to exist in the current system. All of these things create massive opportunities for efficiency, financial inclusion, for access to a wider array of investments in a more efficient way. So that's what gets us excited. So boom goes the dynamite, guys. Blackrock on the precipice of this. Guys, this is Robbie Mitchnick, the one who created the XRP calculator. So the value proposition of XRP, I think, is very high here once we do have that fundamental framework hammered out. But that's just my opinion. I want to see this bull run ride. But I also want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.